Hollywood has produced many incredible actors over the years, but every once in a while, a performer rises whose journey feels a little different, someone whose impact goes far beyond the roles they play on screen. That's exactly the kind of career Michael B. Jordan has built. Over the past decade, Jordan has become one of the most recognizable and respected actors of his generation. His performances have captured audiences around the world, and his work has helped shape some of the most memorable films of modern
I
cinema.
want the throne.
So when the film industry gathered to celebrate him with one of its most respected honors, it felt like a moment that had been building for years. The night was dedicated to celebrating the career and influence of Michael B. Jordan as he received the prestigious American Cinematheque Award. The event brought together some of Hollywood's biggest stars, all there to recognize the impact he has made both on and off screen.
What is to love about Michael B. Jordan? Now, in search for the answers myself, as any prudent researcher does, I took to social media. Unfortunately, many of the replies that I got are not appropriate to share here on this stage, but I have compiled the many telephone numbers, proposals, and compromising selfies that I have been asked to pass along to him, and he will get them as a wrap gift on Creed 4. Suffice it to say, he is loved not just platonically, but carnally.
And as the tributes began, it quickly became clear that this wasn't just another awards ceremony. It was a night filled with appreciation, stories, and moments that reminded everyone why Jordan's journey has been so inspiring.
Experiencing Mike's brilliance firsthand, I was going back and forth, I was going, oh, what specific moment to focus on? Right? What inspired me the most? Is it the playful venom within Mike's "Hey Auntie" line? Or having a front row seat to Mike's visceral, raw abandon, screaming, "Is this your king?" These are acting moments and choices that will live in cinema forever. However, for me, it was a behavior detail that moved me most. I'll be real with you, like any honest, hard-working man, I hate waking up early. But I had these tribal marks on my face, and they took a bit more than my usual fade, so bang, 30 to 40 minutes of sleep gone for the next few months, gone. Then I get into the makeup trailer, Mike's already there. But he hasn't got scars on his face, he has scars across his whole body. He was one of the first people at work, in the zone, listening to his headphones, eyes closed. Killmonger had a scar for each kill he had done. An incredible makeup department every morning, every day would put every single scar in the exact same way for the next few months. I was struck. I saw surrender. I saw service, I saw humility, before Mike had said a word, before he'd even opened his eyes. I used to see an early wake-up call as taking something from me, but now I see it as an opportunity to show how much I care, like Mike. But the truth is, like many of us, Mike inspired me way before then, before I even met him. I could speak on a prison visit in Fruitvale Station, truthfully embodying Oscar Grant as he switches from tender to warrior in a look. The iconic final fight in Creed, where Mike dives into the core of Adonis with a fortified honesty and vulnerability to prove he isn't a mistake. Or the incredible portrayal of our guy, fallen soldier, Wallace, in The Wire. However, we're gonna go to 2015, 10 years ago. We're in Holland, guys, picture it. Rotterdam, to be precise. I love Rotterdam, I go there all the time, Tangent, but strongly advised. They had a carnival, we went, it got rained out, different speech. Some with the guys, dropped our stuff, we're like, cool, let's go for a walk. Left the Airbnb, went down the stairs, hit a left. Then we were right in the middle of a square, and there was a massive poster of Fantastic Four. And Mike was right bang in the middle of it. And all of us looked up at it and was like, rah, man, Wallace made it. He's Johnny fucking Storm, like, the Human Torch. Yeah, it's mad, it's mad.
Before we go further, if you enjoy stories about the biggest moments in Hollywood and the people shaping the film industry, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this.
Yes, I played Michael B. Jordan's mother. I know what you're all thinking right now. that I was way too young to be believable in that role. And while I must admit, it was a reach, I was happy to do it. But seriously, it's been more than a decade since I first had the pleasure of working with Michael on Fruitvale Station. But I'm as proud as a loving mother to see him take his rightful place as one of the best and most important actors of our times, and one so worthy of this great honor from the American Cinematheque. Congratulations, Michael. You know I love you.
Unlike many awards that recognize a single performance, the American Cinematheque Award celebrates something much bigger. It honors artists whose work has made a lasting contribution to cinema. It's a recognition of influence, creativity, and the ability to shape the future of storytelling on screen. Over the years, the award has been presented to some of the most iconic names in Hollywood, directors, actors, and filmmakers whose work has defined entire generations of movies. Now, Michael B. Jordan joins that list.
Appreciate y'all. Oh, man. Nobody warns you how crazy this is. You see your whole career flash before your eyes. Just want to thank everybody for taking times out your lives, away from your families, to come out here and say some kind words about me. That really means a lot to me. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Man, looking at those tables, my family, some of y'all I haven't seen in almost a year. I've been gone filming, so I just got back not that long ago. And man, I am emotionally overstimulated right now. Crazy, bro. And I've been thinking about this moment, for a while, like what to say, how I'd say it, trying to prepare myself and imagine what it would feel like to be in a room full of the people that I love, who I admire, who I respect, acknowledging me. I'm not really the guy that looks for those things. It's very surreal and it's humbling, and I'm filled with gratitude, and I appreciate you guys for these blessings. So thank you.
Throughout the evening, friends and colleagues took the stage to share stories about Jordan's work ethic, his dedication to storytelling, and the respect he has earned within the industry.
Congratulations, Michael. It's certainly well-deserved, brother. I'd like you all to take a journey with me to a time before the awards and accolades, before Michael was a multi-hyphenate actor, producer, director, before he became one of the most sought-after leading men and bachelors in Hollywood. A time we all affectionately refer to as the 90s. Michael B. Jordan was just a young kid from Newark, New Jersey, who unironically loved playing basketball and had big dreams. But little did he know that at the time, he had an even bigger destiny. He scored his first IMDb credit on The Sopranos at the age of 12. It was a flashback scene, not very long at all, to a childhood memory Tony Soprano was talking about with his therapist. When Michael reflects on this gig, it's with his signature humility and grace. But how many actors can say they got their start by traumatizing one of the greatest and most influential gangsters in television history, and arguably the greatest show in television history? Bullying Tony Soprano paid off big for the young actor. By age 13, he landed his first major movie role in Hardball, starring Keanu Reeves.
One of the memorable tributes came from Ben Affleck, who spoke about Jordan's commitment to his craft and the influence he has had on a new generation of actors and filmmakers.
There's an old Johnny Cash song called A Boy Named Sue. And it even predates my time, so I won't be surprised if you haven't heard of it. It's a country song about some parents who knew that their son was going to have a hard life, and I guess they wanted him to develop some grit and determination. And maybe they thought he was going to be picked on a lot, so they named him Sue. Guess that, thought that that name would teach him to be tough. That song always reminds me of Michael B. Jordan. You see, Michael B. Jordan was born in 1987. In 1987, another guy with a similar name averaged 35 points a year, picked for his 4th straight All-Star game, won Defensive Player of the Year, and his first MVP award. Not likely to be forgotten. And Michael B. Jordan's parents were like, you know what? We're going to name our son Michael Jordan. This was not an exercise in low expectations, not bulldozer parenting, where they're trying to clear the road for their son and make everything easy for him. Was Muhammad Ali taken? They named him Michael Jordan. They might as well have named him Fuck You. You imagine first day of school, it's like, hey, I'm Dave, how's it going? Hey, fuck you, how you doing? Son, we're gonna call you Jesus. Go out there and make a name for yourself. It's really a way of telling you that they expect big things. Well, they got them. And I guess the event here tonight is a testament to his parents' wisdom, because the strategy certainly panned out. It is a genuine honor and a personal joy to be here tonight to help celebrate an actor, a director, a human being who I've been a fan and friend of for a long time now, and a very worthy 2025 award recipient. I saw Fruitvale Station back in 2013, and I was blown away by that incredible performance and by Ryan Coogler's life-changing movie. I will never forget seeing it. And I immediately thought, my God, this guy is a huge movie star. And I couldn't shake it. And at the time, I remember thinking and remembering that when I broke into the business, if I hadn't had a friend who I could trust, who I could talk to, and who could kind of relate to how crazy the world sort of seemed overnight, I honestly don't know what I would have done. So I took a shot, and I reached out to Michael, and I said, hey, look, he's a brilliant actor. He's got a giant career ahead of him, and I would be honored if he would want to sit down and talk to me sometime. Told him that the only deal was I would never ask him for anything. I would never repeat anything he told me, and I would always tell him the truth. And I got lucky. He called me, and from time to time we would talk. In retrospect, it's clear to me those conversations were much more valuable to me than they were to him. Every time we would talk, it was always the best part of my... No, come on! I told you, let me finish. My one shot up here. I'm trying to ride your coattails. You take this fucking shit. Mike turned out to need very little in the way of help or advice. And what it afforded me, to be honest, was just a front row seat to a young man with enormous talent and, even more impressive, tremendous character and integrity. And I got to watch him navigate this world with grace and aplomb, and it's been one of the great joys of my career. And of course, neither his talent nor his integrity were a secret for very long. But, and I suppose one grudgingly will have to credit his parents for some of that talent. You probably have to give them credit for the man's character. But Michael's seriousness, his profound goodness, his amazing work ethic, his fundamental decency, and his enormous drive to do whatever it takes to accomplish his goals is all his. It has been a tremendous pleasure and an honor to watch Michael's success story unfold and share some of his journey as he's become not just one of our best and most exciting actors, but also as he's established himself as an extraordinary director, producer, and powerhouse on and off the screen. And now that Michael and Ryan have done so well, and Michael's proved that he's a great director, you know, I thought it was a good opportunity for me to say, you know, Mike, I'm trying to get an acting career going. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like available. If you need me, I will read. I do finger painting. I got pictures with the tennis racket and the whole, anyway. I'm not, no pressure, but I am free. And in all seriousness, I want to thank you. Your friendship has meant an enormous amount to me, probably more than you know, and it's been truly one of the great, wonderful gifts this opportunity in my career has given me. I tip my hat to you. I respect you. I admire you. You deserve all this. Congratulations. Tonight, in celebrating our friend Michael, we are celebrating a real-life Rocky story.
Moments like that highlighted something that fans often see but don't always hear about behind the scenes. Jordan's impact goes beyond the characters he plays. It extends to the way he approaches storytelling and the way he inspires others in the industry. As the night continued, the tributes painted a picture of someone who has worked tirelessly to reach this point in his career. But the most powerful moment of the evening arrived when Michael B. Jordan finally took the stage himself. Standing in front of an audience filled with colleagues, collaborators, and friends, he accepted the award with a sense of humility and gratitude. It was clear that the moment meant a great deal to him. In his speech, Jordan reflected on the journey that brought him there, the early struggles, the opportunities that shaped his career, and the people who supported him along the way. He spoke about the responsibility that comes with success and the importance of continuing to create stories that matter.
Khalid, Jamila, my brother and sister, you guys keep me grounded. You've seen all versions of me, and still you still manage to show up and have my back, and that's real love, so thank you. To my team, thank you for being with me through every high and every low of this journey. I'm truly grateful that you've chosen to ride with me. You know, rain, sunshine, storm, you guys are with me every step of the way, and I appreciate you guys for so much you sacrificed from your family and you guys' lives to pour into my dream and my journey. So thank you guys for that. To my directors, you know, my fellow actors and collaborators, thank you for meeting me with grace and lifting me up. I hope you felt that same energy from me. There's a magic in the art of our collaboration and a nuance to our chemistry. To my best friends and business partners that I got an opportunity to work with and build with, ups and downs, roller coaster rides, failures, successes. It's all worth it. It all makes us who we are. So thank you guys for rocking with me. Which brings me to acting, this thing that we do. It's strange, you know. I started very young. There were years leading up to my first big break at 15 years old playing Wallace on The Wire. You might not know this, but I actually went in for another role, didn't get that part. I actually went in for Bodie. And Alexa Fogel, the casting director, saw something in me and brought me back in for Wallace. Years later, she helped me cast my very first film I directed in Creed 3. That's what building looks like. You know, relationships, trust, people who see you. Casting directors, you're the unsung heroes because you gave me a shot. Those 13 episodes planted something in me and started a lifelong drive. 20 years later, that drive brought me to Sinners. But between The Wire and Sinners, there's been there were a lot of years, procedural, soaps, waiting for the phone to ring, and I'm grateful for all of it. But I was hungry for more. Curious about my limits. You know, who could I be? Was I a leading man? Did I have what it would take? Those are all questions and doubts and, you know, things a young actor has. And I didn't have those answers yet. And when you don't have those answers, you keep your head down and you do the work. That's it. That's the only thing you can really control. So I did. Every audition, I prepared like I already booked it. Every small role, I studied it like it was the lead. I trained, I showed up ready, not just hoping something would happen, but making sure when it did, I was ready to receive it. And then I met my brother to my right, Ryan Coogler. He answered the questions that I was asking myself. You know, finding a collaborator like him early in my career changed everything for me. I'm very fortunate to have him and our creative partnership. Words can't describe the impact you had on me and my life. My family and friends got a bet to see how many times I was gonna cry tonight. I refused to let them win. Bruh, man. There's so many moments. Like I was trying to figure out like what to, you know, how to even express how you affected my journey, how you affected my life, and you know, everything seems to come up short, you know, on the impact, man. But being able to watch you grow as a brother, as a husband, as a father, having 3 kids, how you're always unapologetically who you are in every room you step into, and that commands a certain level of respect. Your creative focus, the sacrifice, move at your own pace. You know, he's only a little bit older than me, but he always seemed to be like just way more mature and had his shit together than me, man. Always looked up to him in a big way, and you know, he's the main reason why I decided to direct. He kind of forced me out of the house and was like, "Hey, bro, it's time for you to get behind the camera and direct this one." And thank you for giving me that encouragement. I don't know if I could have did it without you, so thank you. We got 5 films together: Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther. We took risks. We said our stories deserve to be told, and people overwhelmingly responded. Kids saw themselves on screens in ways they hadn't before, and that was the whole point. That's the power of storytelling, empathy, and connection. Sinners brought me back to my beginnings. My mom's family is from Hope, Arkansas, and my dad's from Shreveport, Louisiana. And our families lived through the Jim Crow, the Great Migration. You know, smoke and stack, they carry that with them. I built those characters from their lives. And that's what this is all about, honoring where we come from. And thankfully, Warner Brothers, you know, they said yes. You know, shout out to Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi for being huge supporters of ours. There's so much going on in the world right now, and that could be really heavy at times. So I want to continue to be the light and hopefully spark that same light in you. It's a blessing to wake up and do what we do every day for a living. Toni Morrison said, if there's a book you really want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. So to the artists, plant your seeds, find your people, build with them. And to the people making decisions about what stories do get told, be bold. Take the risk. These stories matter. The win is always in the outlier. My team, thank you. My collaborators, thank you. My family, thank you. And to the American Cinematheque, thank you for this honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Moments like this are what make tributes like the American Cinematheque Award so special. They remind us that behind every successful film career is a long journey filled with hard work, risks, and perseverance. And if you followed Michael B. Jordan's career over the years, you've probably seen that evolution happen in real time. From powerful dramatic roles to blockbuster performances, and now directing major films, Jordan continues to push himself into new creative territory. That's part of what makes his story so fascinating to watch. And it's also why so many people in the industry believe that the most exciting chapters of his career may still be ahead. Because if there's one thing that night made clear, it's that Michael B. Jordan's influence on modern cinema is only continuing to grow. If you enjoy videos that explore the biggest moments in Hollywood and the stories behind some of the industry's most influential figures, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more, because there are many more stories like this one, and we'll be breaking down some of the most interesting moments from the world of film right here. And as for Michael B. Jordan, the recognition he received that night wasn't just a celebration of what he's already accomplished. It was also a reminder that his journey in Hollywood is far from finished.